Hello, and welcome back to The Hard Walk. Thanks to everyone who watched last week. I really didn't think anyone would see this, let alone comment or subscribe. I'm really curious what brought you here, and I'd love to hear your own weekly goals in the comments too. Okay, on to my week. It was a crazy one. Let's run through last week's goals and expectations. Number 1, upload. Well, it wasn't pretty, but here we are. I'm recording this audio on the night before the upload, so I can only assume it isn't going to be as good as last week's. But again, that isn't the point. It's more of a check-in, and here we are. Number 2, workout. I realized I didn't explain my rough goals here before, so I'll do that now. I'm actually 6'6" and roughly 170. And I used to play international sports, but now that I'm retired, I want to gain some muscle and focus on my health. I got my 3 workouts in and learned a lot about myself from this. After my second workout, I went to bed and woke up with a super sore shoulder. Any lateral movement caused pain. I talked to some friends in physio and chiro fearing a torn rotator cuff, but it appears to just be a sore supraspinatus muscle, which was made worse by sleeping on my side and my rounded shoulders. For my third workout, I targeted back muscles and stretches that should aid in my bad posture, and I want to do more of this in the future. By forcing myself to work out 3 times, it means I found other muscle groups to do. If I didn't have this goal, I probably would have skipped because of my shoulder. This feels similar to when I played sports. Even if I was injured, I'd still go to practice and do what I could do, mainly because of my teammates. But now it's a similar situation in which I'm going for you, my viewers. Number 3 and 4 were the resume and research into working outside of the country. Well, I'm finished. I'm not in love with my resume, but I think it was good to have a deadline so I can have it done rather than delaying it longer, making minute changes. I feel like once I start applying, I'll make changes depending on the job too. Number 5, normal life. With the holidays, this was the busiest week I've had in months, and I didn't have a single evening at home until today. It was probably too much as I'm a bit run down now and sick, but I'm glad I put in the effort to catch up with as many people as possible and don't have any regrets. Okay, time for something new I learned or did this week. I don't want these videos to sound too preachy, as I'm just another person trying to figure out my life, so rather than talk about a concept or anything too deep right now, I just want to talk about something I did this week which I'd never done before. This week, I was hosting a dinner party for 15 people at $10 each. I wasn't able to see all my friends from university, high school, my area, and whatnot, so I decided to host a dinner party for anyone who was available with the help of my old roommate. I haven't cooked much since university, but it was nice to get back. I'll put the menu in the background. While it was stressful and took 2 full days, it seemed like everyone had a great time, and again, while I was having regrets at first, I'm glad I did it. As a side note, sous vide cooking is a lifesaver and I highly recommend it to anyone in the kitchen. Okay, on to the coming week. Number 1, I want to continue my goals from last week, like uploading, working out 3 times a week. The idea is to build on these habits each week and add on new ones. Number 2, I want to make some serious progress with my university job. I'm currently writing publications for my university based on my research, but I want to start finishing this up so I can transition into something new. Number 3, I want to apply for at least 3 dream jobs. I was thinking about grouping all my applications at once so I could send them at the same time and make my decision at the same time rather than waiting for one over the other, but I decided I want to get the ball rolling with the big ones that'll probably take a while to process anyways. The Googles of the plant science world, if you will. I tried this before I finished university and somehow landed a job with Porsche. Number 4, shakes and stretches. In addition to working out, I want to get in the habit of having a shake, stretching, and rolling after each workout. I need to eat more calories, and often find myself jamming in as many as I can before bed, sometimes in suboptimal forms. By committing to this, I hope it improves my weight gain and posture goals. Number 5, I want to commit some time to side projects, twice a week hopefully. Namely, I have an old truck I'm working on with my dad, and a clothing company I do on the side. Number 6, I want to learn something new again. Aside from just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, I feel like the more I do, the more I can talk to people in conversations and add to it. It's one of those things I seldom regret. For the expectations, I'm not going to run through each one this week, but instead just give an overall idea of what I think is going to happen. Once again, this week doesn't sound too difficult, but I was amazed by how little time I had last week with all the socializing, especially the dinner. By building on top of last week's goals, I think it'll be a pretty good amount. Once I start hearing back from the companies, the goals should change. Right now, I'm pretty keen on the idea of moving somewhere new, which is also part of the reason why I decided to host the dinner.
My friend, who I find I relate to the most in terms of career, just accepted to do Chiro in Australia and is leaving in 2 weeks. I've got a lot of respect for him and might apply there as well. Anyways, that's all for this week. Thanks again for watching and all the kind comments. Just in a week, the format has evolved so much and I'm sure it'll continue to do so. But overall, I'm happy with the results and think the series is already benefiting me. I'll see you all next week.